Hey, welcome back to another weekly vlog. This is, I believe, episode 3. What episode am I on? This is the Great Lock-In Spiritual Journey edition. You might be here because you might have seen maybe one of my yoga videos, one of my meditation videos, or maybe you follow my day in the life vlogs. But I have started this new series of the Great Lock-In Spiritual Journey Edition where I am taking you all along my journey of rededicating to my spirituality, my spiritual practices, as well as going through my certification as a somatic trauma psychotherapist. So I'm trying to remember what episode I am on. I feel like this is definitely episode 3. Or it might honestly be episode 4 at this point. Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me figure out where I am. It is definitely episode 3 because this is week 3 of a 13-week process. So yes, we are on episode 3 or week 3. So just as I did in the last videos, I'll be coming in and just doing a weekly reflection, like a weekly update, a weekly chat, weekly reflection of just how my journey is going. And just like we've started the previous 2 videos, I'm gonna start this video the same way. So what this is gonna look like, I'm gonna do first a check-in of my non-negotiables that I set for myself to kind of make sure my energy is ready, prepared, and recalibrated for this journey. Then we'll go into the updates on my somatic trauma psychotherapist training, and then we'll go into the spiritual apprenticeship that I am to give some updates on that. So I will be very honest and very transparent. I fell off a little bit this week. This half of this week I was like at the end of my luteal phase, top of my cycle actually starting, and then I end up getting sick. I had food poison. So this week I was off and I almost beat myself up about it, but then I was like, you know what? Life happens. Let me offer myself grace. And I'll just say this really quick. I'm not on the spiritual part first, but what I have learned as I have been practicing and studying Ifa, I learned from my godmother that in Ifa, if you're not sure what Ifa is, maybe I'll do another video about that. If you want that video, comment below and I'll do a video on that. I mentioned it in my other 2 videos. I might have kind of glossed over it because that's not what this is about. However, I can do a video about that if that's something you're interested in. Anyways, Ifa, just really quickly, is a African-based or Afrocentric based spirituality practice that I am initiated in. And I learned from my godmother that when women are on their cycle, that is their time to rest. They aren't really tending to certain things. They aren't really engaging in certain practices. Actually, like when I was initiated, they had to make sure that I was not on my period. And it was 3 of us, 3 women getting initiated at the same time. And we had to like look at our cycle calendars to make sure that when we came together, none of us were on our period. Like that's how serious it is. So I told myself, you know what? As I am rededicating myself to my spirituality, those are some things that I need to remember, that as a woman, as a human that carries a womb, when I am on my period, allow myself to rest. And that is what I did. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I was joking. I was at the gym and I was joking with the gym owner. He was leading one of the classes and I was like, you know, women should get like 5 days of sick leave a month, like of not working. We should be on bed rest. We should be catered to because I don't know. I just feel like we're just always pushing through everything. Even when we're pregnant, we're still working. Even after we have a baby, we're to go back to work. Like on our period, we're still supposed to work and push through. And I'm just like, oh my God, why can't we as women just rest? Like we create life. We bring life into this world. Our period, our hormonal cycle is all for the sake of bringing forth life. Like, golly, let us rest. So I said, you know what? I'm going to rest. And I pushed myself, and I don't want to say I'm thankful for that food poison because, oh my God, not thankful for it at all. However, that food poison like put me out. Like I had to rest. So yeah, went on a tangent about that. So let's just check in really quickly. Waking up at 5 a.m. First of all, if you're catching this here at video 3, go ahead and watch this video all the way through and then double back and watch videos 1 and 2 so you can get caught up, because all of this that I'm about to say is going to make a lot of sense to you. But for now, it's okay. Just follow along. Oh, also, you might notice my background is different. I'm not in the bathroom like I was in my first 2 videos because all the kids are at school and my husband is working in the office today. So I am home alone and it's quiet. I don't have to hide from anybody. I don't have to like try to find a quiet space in the house. So if you're wondering why you're not in the bathroom, that's why. Okay, enough is enough. I'm rambling. Let's go into the check-in. Okay, so waking up at 5 a.m., I definitely slacked on that this week, mainly because of my cycle. I've been really tired. When I'm on my period, I am very exhausted. So I definitely did not get up at 5 a.m. every single day. Some days I did, and some days I did not. I had not been meditating every day. Actually, maybe I have. No, there were probably like 2 days where I did not. I'm not even gonna lie to you or lie to myself. Majority of the week I did meditate. I did actually engage in movement every day except for my food poison day. So 2 days. Oh, I missed 2 days of movement. Did I move on Saturday? I didn't move on Saturday and I didn't move on Sunday. So yeah, I missed 2 days of movement due to my food poison. I had a Pilates class and I ended up canceling it because it was just no way. My body was so weak I couldn't go. So missed movement. I did miss journaling for those 2 days because I was just down bad. As I'm looking through this list, I did everything except for like 2 days I missed. Drinking tea every day to start my morning. Actually, when I had food poisoning, I did drink tea, but I think I did that one every day. I did drink tea every day. I want to say I did, yeah. Read something every day. I did do that. Even when I was sick, I still read something. So clap for me for that one. Tend to my spiritual environment. I did not, kind of along with what I was saying in the beginning with my rambling I was doing, because I was on my cycle, I did not really touch or tend to my spiritual environment just because that is required that I kind of pull away during my cycle. So for that reason and that reason alone, I did not. I did drink water, so another clap for that. I did take my weekly bath, so another clap for that one. And checking social media only once per day. I was on social media a little bit more than usual, and I found that I was checking my analytics specifically for this lock-in series, because this is a new series that I'm doing, and the YouTube algorithm, I guess, is trying to like find people that are interested in this, because perhaps you're only watching me for my vlogs and like this is just content you're like, girl, bye, I don't want to hear that. So YouTube is like, okay, let's see who's gonna like this type of content that she's doing. My vlogs are more like day in my life, what it looks like to be a mom of 2, a wife, employed full-time, you know, just what my life looks like. And then these videos are more like a deep dive into who Dr. Kiera is, my journey as a mom, rededicating myself to my spirituality as a therapist, how I am building my craft to be able to support my clients more. So maybe you want to see both. Maybe I can definitely see in the analytics that there are people that are watching both of my videos, and then I see YouTube trying to like find other people for these. So yeah, I've been in my analytics more, not much like doom scrolling, but more like in my analytics, but that still counts as on social media. So I've been like really deep diving in my analytics, and I probably need to pull back a little bit And just check my analytics once a day, midday, same thing that I'm doing when I'm checking Instagram DMs, engaging with folks there, and then also engaging with the comments on YouTube. I need to scale the data analyzing back a little bit. So that is my check-in for the week. So honestly, I kind of slacked a little bit due to me being sick, due to me being in my luteal phase, and then eventually my cycle actually starting. Honestly, other than that, I think I did pretty well if it wasn't for those like 2 to 3 days that I kind of fell off a little bit. So giving myself grace. We're in a new week. Today is Monday. You will probably see this video on a Wednesday. And yeah, new week. I'm feeling great. Still on my cycle. However, my energy is coming back. I took yesterday, Sunday, to completely rest from that food poisoning. So I'm back on it. I'm back on my game and I'm ready to lock back in. And this just goes to show that when we're on a journey, it's not always linear. Like there's going to be some moments where we stall. There might be some moments that we fall back, but we pick ourselves back up and we keep pushing forward. So that's the check-in. And for the somatic psychotherapy trauma training that I'm in, this was a really, I won't say slow week. We didn't really there wasn't information to I guess learn, so to speak, but there was. So this week was shadowing. So we got to watch actual live sessions. So that was really cool. So I don't really have much notes on that because like I mentioned in the other videos, me being a Reiki practitioner, sound healer, I am a holistic psychotherapist. So I engage my clients in mind, body, spirit practices all the time. So the videos that I watched, I'm like, oh, that's what I do. I'm already doing that. But it was just cool to watch the videos. Anyway, they were mostly showing the therapist help the client ground themselves in session and connect the words they were saying to how their body was feeling. So everything that we learned or talked about in week 1, in week 2, we actually got to see it in practice. So it was cool. There were definitely some things that I picked up on. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, I could incorporate that. Or, oh yeah, I do that already. Or, hearing the client's feedback, I was like, ooh, that's probably something that I can engage my clients in more, is just some more in the moment feedback. So them explaining how was that experience for them. I do that, but just seeing the way that this practitioner did it, I was like, oh yeah, I can maybe adjust and incorporate that as well. So that was cool. So somatic trauma certification training this week again was a slow week. It was just more watching, which I can appreciate because some trainings you're just listening to someone lecture, but excuse me, it was really good to be able to watch it in practice. So that was that. And then for my apprenticeship this week, when I tell you, another deep week. Since I've started this apprenticeship, I will say my dreams have been so vivid. I'm a dreamer. When I go to sleep, I'm going to dream. But I have been dreaming. My dreams have been so vivid and so strong that immediately when I wake up, I need to write. I need to write them down because they have been carrying so much information and so many messages that I remember the other night when I woke up, I'm scrambling in my nightstand, trying to find a pen, a piece of paper, something to write on so I can jot it down. So I need to honestly keep a dream journal on my nightstand at this point because the dreams are profound. I'll just share quickly some dreams that have come up. I won't share all of them, but let me see. So one of the dreams, I saw myself doing offering clinical supervision. I won't go into depth about it because I know that dream is going to come to fruition, and I'm just the type of person, I move in silence. As I sit here and tell you all about my life, I move in silence. That's hilarious. But anyways, I move in silence. When I am manifesting, I keep those things private and to myself. It's just my belief and my thought pattern. I can go on a tangent about why I operate that way, but I won't do that now. But just know that I do that for a purpose, and it's always worked for me. So I won't speak too soon, but I will say, just for now, in the video, I was doing clinical supervision, and the way in which I was doing it was so powerful and unique that I know I'm going to be offering that to other therapists soon. This dream is not the first one. This message has come to me numerous times before, and for reasons of fear and imposter syndrome, I had not moved on it. But in this dream, it literally like punched me in the chest. Like, you better do this. Like, you not doing this is causing people to miss out on something that they need from you. So yeah, that was one of the dreams. Let's see, another dream. I'm not gonna share all my dreams, y'all, because yeah. A message that I got from another one of my dreams was self-preservation, which really stood out to me because I am a service provider. Like, to the core of me, I am a service provider. As a mother, I am a service provider. As a wife, I am a service provider. As a therapist, as a healer, as a professor, as an educator, I am a service provider. Like, I know that about me. However, in this dream, the message was self-preservation. As I am providing service to others and giving to others, remembering to also give to myself and to not pour from an empty cup, and to make sure that in my giving and in my service that I am also preserving myself. So that's the last dream I'll share with you guys. I'll keep the rest of my dreams private because a lot of these dreams are manifestations, and once they come to fruition, I'll double back and say to you, that was one of my dreams. So if you're a person that maybe talks about, and how can I say this? If you're a type of person that tells every single body or is always talking about your goals and your dreams and your aspirations, I don't want to say don't do that, but just be very careful who you share your dreams with. Like dreams as if when you're sleeping, or just dreams as in like goals and desires you have for yourself. Be very careful who you share those with. I don't want to project my feelings onto you. However, I will say in my experience that not everyone can handle your dream. Not everyone can hold on to the vision that you've been given. And sometimes when you share those things with other people who can't even see that for themselves, they damn sure can't see it for you. And I sometimes feel like they like drain from your dream. Like it's like they poke a hole in your desire and it just like leaks out, which is why I move in silence. Like, even when it comes to just like possessions, you won't know I have something until you know I have something. It's like, damn, where'd you get that? I didn't know you were. And I'm like, yeah, like I have been working on this for a long time. I just didn't tell anybody. Or, oh my God, you're launching a so-and-so? I didn't know you were. I know, I have been working, because I just don't share. If anything, I'll share with my husband, because I know he has my best interest at heart, and he knows anything I do that benefits me bleeds onto my family to benefit them. So he's just like, yeah, girl, like shit, go for it. Or that's amazing. Even if he doesn't see it for himself, he's like, that's good for you. Like he ain't a hater. And he knows I dream big. Like we've been married for 10 years. So we've been together for what, like 13, 14 years. So he knows who I am. He knows how big my dreams are. and he's also seen them come to fruition. So he knows, like, if I say something, I'm going to do it. Like, that's just what it is. But outside of him, I really don't talk to people really about what I have going on. Even like with this video, like, I'm sharing my journey, but there are things that I'm just not going to share because, like I said, a lot of the things that and this is only week 3, but a lot of the things I'm already experiencing are manifestations. But as you follow this journey and things start to materialize, I'm going to show you how powerful this journey is and how things unfold. And I promise you, I will double back and say, you see this right here that I'm doing? You see this right here that I got? You see this right here that I'm offering? That was in dream from week 2. Okay? But I'm gonna wait for it to happen because yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're done with the dreams. All right, so another thing that came out of week 2 in my apprenticeship was really honing in on our roots, like really getting down to who we are, like not who the world says we are, not who our family says we are, but like who are we? Again, like down to our roots. So one of the assignments we looked at, so like before slavery, before colonization, like when we were in our native land, first of all, we researched to see where our native land is and what were they doing in our native land before slavery, before colonization. So for me in particular, my roots are in West Africa. I found out also that I do have like Asian descent as well, which I'm not surprised because there are a lot of things about Asian and African culture that just comes natural to me or that I'm like connected to. But for this practice, I focus on my West African roots. I am going to do this assignment again and try to do it on the Asian side as well. I just don't know much about my Asian roots as much as I do about my African roots. So for this assignment, I focused on the African side. We ventured into some different traditions. So that was so cool to be able to, a lot of things I know already, just in my spiritual practice already. Again, I'm noticing that with the apprenticeship as well as with the somatic psychotherapy, there are things I've already done, which is fine. This is like a refresher for me. Again, this is my rededication because I've been on this journey already. But after I had my second child, like I mentioned in the other video, is when I felt that disconnection for self. So this is my rededication. So a lot of things isn't new information, but they're reminders to myself so I can appreciate that. So anyways, we looked into those traditions, spiritual practices. We looked into beliefs. We looked into, again, like colonization, like how colonization and slavery, how that took us away from our roots. So that was very powerful. We got to do like a artistic, creative exercise, and I'll share an image somewhere, I don't know, here, there, somewhere in the screen, because I created a collage that represents me spiritually. Like really after doing that research of my spiritual roots, I got to create a collage and it was so much fun. I will say at first, I tried to use ChatGPT, like ChatGPT, help me create a collage. And it like spit out something and I was like, I don't like that. Let me like really sit down and not like try to take the easy way out and like really create this collage from a place of authenticity and alignment, and let me be very connected to the images. And I'm just so pleased by the final result of this collage. I like want to make it a screensaver on my computer and on my phone because it really sat with me. But yeah, just getting down to connecting to those roots. And It's making me think of my children in a lot of ways, because one of the things that I learned is, due to colonization, due to slavery, a lot of our spiritual practices, our medicine, our music, a lot of those things were lost. And it was due to survival. Like, our ancestors had to hide a lot of those things to stay alive, and they hid them in Christianity, they hid them within Catholicism, and a lot of the traditions from our ancestors were carried orally. They didn't write shit down. They didn't they didn't write stuff down and pass. Like, it was oral that things were shared. And it has me thinking about my children, because like I mentioned about my husband, like, he's always like, girl, go for it. Because the bigger, stronger, and better you get, it only benefits our family. And with my kids, I'm like, the more information that I learn, the more that I remember about our roots, I want to orally share that with my children. My oldest, my 8-year-old, she's aware. Like, she's aware of her ancestors. She's aware of those that were here before her that have passed on. She's aware of connecting with her ancestors. She's aware of prayer. Like, she's already rooted in that. I will say, again, after having that second child, because I strayed away due to my mental health and just everything I was going through with postpartum depression for close to 2 years, then that means that that was like 2 years that she lost, because she's my shadow. Like, she's like my little mini me. So anytime she sees me lighting a candle to, honor or remember an ancestor or pray, like, she acts to be a part of that. And because I was away from it, it caused her to be away from it. And now my youngest daughter is 2. And I'm just like, as I am re-engaging in my spiritual journey, I need to re-invite my oldest daughter into that with me. And also the younger one, even though she's 2, like, in my research and just in outside of my research, what I know, like what I've seen just with practicing and being around my Babalao, my spiritual godfather, my spiritual godmother, like, when I am with them, when I'm at their home or we're at a celebratory event, there are little kids all around, like, partaking in these spiritual practices. So I need to do the same for my children. So when they are my age and they have their children, that these traditions, our roots, can continue to be passed down orally from generation to generation. So that really stuck out to me. I think it was one of the questions that we were to reflect on. I can't find it right now, but it just talked about, like, how were things lost, or how were things carried. More so, it was how were things carried on, and the answer was orally. So that had me reflecting on how I need to do that for my children as well, because I didn't have that. My grandparents didn't talk to me about our African roots or our spiritual practices, not the spiritual practices they practice now, but the spiritual practices that our ancestors practice. My parents didn't talk to me about that growing up. So it's like, I owe it to my children as the cycle breaker in my family to re-engage us all. So as I am going through this journey, this is not my journey alone. Not only am I sharing my journey with you, but I'm going to share it with my children, especially with them being little medicine women. They're my little mini-me's. They are going to carry this with them as well to share with their family. So that was my reflection this week. I'm curious to know, if there's anything that I said that stuck out to you. Let me know in the comments. Maybe there's something I said that I might have glossed over that you want me to share more about. I will definitely take that into account. I'm just being very cautious and very sensitive about the things that I share, because I want to keep it, again, very close to my journey, not disclose anybody else's journey or bring anybody else into this, but really just share my journey with you. So yeah, let me know in the comments if there's anything that you have questions about or anything that stood out to you. Let me know if you're a dreamer. Are your dreams vivid and loud like mine are? I would love to hear from you. Again, if this is like your second or third video of mine that you watch and you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Turn your post notifications on so you are alerted when I share another video. Make sure you like this video and share this video. Share this video with someone who you know that is on their spiritual journey. Maybe they're a mother, maybe they're not a mother. However, they are on a journey to rededicating themselves. Share this video with them as well. And until next time, be well, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.